Charlie Kirk's assassin, Tyler Robinson, has officially been charged. And if we have time, we'll go through a little bit of that Epstein birthday book, which kind of got swept under the rug, which has a lot of crazy stuff in it. I'm Brad Binkley. This is the Propaganda Report, joined by Ian Covell. Ian, how you doing? It's been a pretty dramatic.
Yeah, I'm not doing
weeks.
Great. Not doing great, man. Sorry. Yeah, not doing great. Pretty. Honestly, like I was telling you before the show, pretty raw, pretty scared. I'm like, I have so many liberal friends. You know that. We all do because of the business that we've been in. And, man, just it's scary.
You've been on Facebook a lot, right?
Yeah, I actually logged in for the first time in probably a year. It was a mistake.
Yeah.
This stuff, man, like, even the ones that are like not celebrating, those posts.
Right.
Those are the ones that are really even more disturbing, the ones that where my own friends are engaging in plausible deniability.
Right. And what I've noticed with a lot of it, I'm sure not every single thing that somebody shared, but so far pretty consistent with what I've seen, is the justification for that way that they feel or the celebrating that they might be doing is taken out of context to mean something opposite, or he never said what they claimed that he said at all. They just saw their biggest, and the way that it works is their biggest influencer on the left makes a video celebrating it and a post to go along with it to signal this is the way we're reacting, and then that goes viral. They then see that, say, okay, I'm going to follow along with my influencer on the left, and they post a similar message, maybe a video, because they're just modeling themselves after their leader. And they're not, the person who is leading this influencer isn't going to get called out or have somebody try and cancel them because that is their job, while the consequences are going to come in the form of all perhaps some of these people you see on Facebook for following this person instead of maybe thinking before they posted, based on things that aren't true for the most part. Like I saw somebody say,
disappointing thing. These people who are so into the truth, science.
Right. What was the one that the horror writer? I don't know why I just forget. Stephen King said.
It's hard to go read one of your books now.
He said that Charlie Kirk advocated stoning gays to death or something, and they never provide any evidence of it unless it's like out of context.
He did retract it, but
he retracted it, yes, but that didn't change the fact that 2 days later, today, I saw people still sharing that on Facebook.
Yeah,
as justification.
It's infuriating. Some of them don't know what they're doing. Some of them do.
I think most of them that we know have no idea. I think they get the information that satisfies their confirmation bias. They don't fact check it. It tells them what they want to believe is true, and then they share it along with whatever post.
They're not going in my compound. None of these people who said anything. And like I was saying, I'm just as disturbed because I just saw an article where they're going to, I guess Utah has like a firing squad law. I breezed through it. So it had something to do with a firing squad and something to do with the electric chair, whatever. But right underneath there, people are like, I'll sign up to shoot him. Da, da, da. And this is the thing, man. While this guy's a total piece of shit scumbag as well, he had a mother too. We were talking about how someone was sharing all the photos from her Facebook page. I feel bad for the mom for sure. That's got to be horrible, man.
Yeah, I do too.
Failure as a parent, right?
Yeah,
it's got to be like if you have a kid that becomes a killer, you've got to feel. Right?
I would imagine
it's got to be awful. So I'm trying to. There's
part of me
winners.
wonders, what's going on. I mean, I don't. I think the online radicalization, and my opinion is that he was on these Discord and other forums. If I have a lot of questions about the story, the story that he told us.
Israeli transgroiper.
Yes, yeah. Who and MAGA. He was everything all at
He was
once.
everything. MAGA, Israeli, Transgroiper.
Right. Yes, and he. These online gaming forums. I've talked about this for years. This is where online covert employees, which are undercover FBI operatives, and then you have all these other ones, the CIA. They go in there to look for these people to radicalize and then get them. They say, "Hey, you want a weapon? Here's how to do it." Because the kid said he didn't. He said he planned it for a week. So he knew his place is 4.5 hours away from where he lives, or 4 hours away, and yet he knew the best. He knew where Kirk would be staging. He knew where the best place to be. He knew, and of course, you can find this information out. But the changing outfits and the methods where he actually was able to escape, I guess, all the way 4 hours back home without being detected enough. Right. He wasn't brainstorming this by himself.
No, I agree. They were. This was the plan of a half a dozen idiots, probably.
And probably an undercover.
Probably influenced by some invisible hand.
Yeah.
Some invisible hand of some kind.
And I think the whole thing was designed to cause people on the left and right to react exactly how they're reacting. I think the organizer of, especially the aftermath psyop, would be going, "This is exactly how I planned for you all to react." So they would left and right would tear each other apart to cause the maximum conflict. With this, the left rewarded by posting awful videos celebrating, the right rewarded by saying this means war, and it's just a reinforcing cycle because they both are having their endorphins are being released and they're getting attention online by doing a thing that is going to trigger the opposite side the most.
This is all true, but you do have a right to be offended and pissed off by Charlie Kirk's murder. It's an assault on our humanity, on everything that we believe in this country. It's an assault on all. That's the most disgusting thing I think I've ever seen. I saw the Challenger blow up in the sky. We lived through 9/11. This tops that. This is the most horrifying. I could not fall asleep the other night.
Yeah,
because
it was.
I somehow I kept fucking seeing that. I saw the video. I kept trying to avoid it, and somehow it would show up in my feed.
Shows up in the feed. Yeah,
and I could not fall asleep without seeing it over and over. And now I don't trust my friends. So what's that say? Yeah, I don't know. In real life, like the ones on my friends that I see that, and some guys that I game with, and the way they were talking, it's disgusting.
Right, and yeah, in fact, I know some people that we might both game with, who I say some people's. I'm thinking pretty specific, and I don't know if the people I'm thinking about has said anything really bad, because I haven't really been on Facebook much, but people say the worst shit on when they're gaming, then coming out and acting. It's just like.
And look, I'm a comedian. We say the worst shit. So if I'm getting pissed off, if I say this is the line, you should trust me.
Right. You know? It's just, and it's not. People can say, in my opinion, they can say what they want, but. Sometimes we grow up to become adults to learn that sometimes we shouldn't say things in the moment. But social media atmosphere, that reward system of social media, I think it causes.
You can't help yourself.
Right, you can't help yourself, and that's designed intentionally to do that and to cause. See, in the aftermath of this, there's been vigils where people have gone and shouted down the people who were praying for him, and it's caused a fight, which is exactly what the provocateur wants to do. So they can they have video of it. They can then go back and do a GoFundMe and say, look, they kicked my ass. They're exactly like we said they would be. And it's like it's very you can see the guy and say, yeah, he deserves to get his ass whipped, but you also see he wants to get his ass whipped, and they're giving him what he wants. And then there was another one where somebody ran through a vigil and like stomped through it. It's
right.
just.
100% that
it's starting to spill over into the real world, and that is what I worry about.
Well, the thing is, I don't think there's going to be a civil war. I think Americans are too fat and happy to do that. I think there'll be lots of little skirmishes, lots of these vigil run-throughs, right? Lots of...
He should put nails. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Do not do that. I'm just...
Yeah, just put bear traps underneath all the flowers.
So it should be like a Home Alone thing. It's
Yeah.
like sticky stuff and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah, bowling ball flies in the air.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess that's real. Where I'm kind of at with things right now.
Yeah, no, it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And the fact that people were just replaying it, encouraging you to watch it in slow motion. I don't want to see it again. I don't want to see that again. I want to get away from it. It's already burned in my mind, and I just don't want it to cause the extreme reactions to become the normal reaction. And I think the moderate reaction is the majority. I just think we do what?
Who do you think's next?
Hopefully
I think
nobody's
they're gonna
next.
go after JD next. That's
I hope. Well, I hope nobody's next. I didn't really.
Yeah, me too. But
Some of the stuff they're saying is yes, the person based on the story was influenced by the left and seems to, based on what they're telling us, it was political violence because he did not like the politics that was being spoken. That's what the indictment says, or the charging document says. But I don't know. I just hope people are more influenced by what they interact with outside of stuff like that. That was in a big group at a political event. The normal is not, most people are like that. The rare extreme reactions that they're trying to manifest are the ones, like people on the right. So the databases canceling people. How do you feel about that? The people are making the databases on the right, and they're saying, "Show me who celebrated his death." So we can get them fired. And they have a big database, just like they did on the left with COVID. But it's a little different in that people were doing it if you voted for Trump. But what are your thoughts?
I think it is. I think it is different. I mean, look, an employer, just like they were saying back then, and like we all knew, and that's the risk of going online and speaking your mind. Your employer can fire you. This is not a surprise. Let's not act surprised. And people are going to use that against you. And I think it's hypocritical of people on the right to do it now to people on the left? Well, I think it's just as hypocritical for the left to complain about it.
So I would agree that. I'm not doing it, and it is. Yeah, it's getting the sides to switch and do the thing that they hated the other one doing.
That's not the kind of shit I concern myself with. It's like, whatever.
Before.
You were
so the reason that came up is because of in part, the hate speech comment that Pam Bondi made. Did you see that? She said she misspoke.
Yeah, it was stupid.
But the problem with that is you start to call things hate speech, and then you rope in things like racism, anti-Semitism, and anything that can become that, and then you can just censor speech altogether. But this was an interesting clip that I saw. It had a back and forth of her, what she said, along with what Charlie Kirk said. I don't know what event this is at, that really contrasted what she was doing in the name of Charlie Kirk versus what Charlie Kirk believed. And AM Wake Up Steve played this morning. Got it from Decensored News. I thought it was a nice. It was a really nice compare and contrast.
There's free speech, and then there's hate speech, and there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie, in our society.
My position is that even hate speech should be completely and totally allowed in our country. The most disgusting speech should absolutely be protected, and it's not a viewpoint that is held by the left. The ACLU used to hold this viewpoint. The American Civil Liberties Union, they sued so that legitimate Nazis could march through downtown Skokie. You remember this? Back in the 80s and 90s? Now, why would the ACLU do this? Because they said as soon as you use the word hate, that is a very subjective term. Because then all of a sudden it is in the eyes or it is in the implementation of whomever has the power.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people, so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything, and that's across the aisle.
So I think that in a civil society, the best ideas will win as long as you have that marketplace. And here's
Maybe
the real issue.
Maybe it's a stutter.
As soon as you shut up
maybe when she
hate
stutters,
speech,
Yeah,
those
maybe.
people
Hate
only get more
speech.
powerful. And this is the unintended consequence of censorship. You give more credence to the silenced person the moment you shut them up, because then they can play the victim and they say, they're trying to shut me up because I have something that everyone else wants and I'm a threat to them. No, you're not. You're just a fool, and those people have too much power. And so the minute that you start to enforce speech laws like they do in Europe based on specific political opinions, regardless of how reprehensible they are, then you actually give credence to them. This is why in Germany, where they do not allow swastikas, they do not allow Nazi paraphernalia, their white nationalist awful movement is actually gaining traction because it has like a rebellious underbelly.
Yeah, I would agree with that. People are going to get even more pissed if you start to tell them they can't say things. And again, if your boss sees something you post and they want to fire you, that's fine. I will say this. If I'm going to go to a doctor or dentist or something, knowing what happened, I would probably look up that doctor or dentist on social media.
I only go to doctors' offices that have pride flags.
Well, yeah. Well, there you go. Then I would, if there was one that like had a pride flag, I probably wouldn't care. But if they had made a post celebrating, because there was a nurse that got fired at Emory for something that she posted, I would probably go to a different one. Because I would just be worried that they knew that was like a conspiracy theorist, and you're in a vulnerable position, and so it's that I think is valid. But if you take it offline because you censor it, you won't know.
I think it's funny to me, funny in like a weird, ironic way. And I'm happy to talk about what we're talking about, but I think it's funny, this conversation that I see happening about all these people suffering the consequences of their speech when someone was just killed because of what they were saying. It's so hard to feel bad because you lost your job. It just really is, you know?
I would agree. Yeah.
Really hard to feel bad for you.
Right. I don't feel bad, but I also agree that it's the hypocrisy of it. It's
I don't really care. If you're still alive, right? You can still go hunt for a job, right?
So somebody got fired for something his wife said. It's a little far.
Yeah. Well, they didn't get shot in the neck.
That's true. I know, but we're talking the long-term free speech thing in the context of what Pam Bondi said. And I'm not – I don't
a couple
really
slaps
care
on the wrist,
if they lost their job, but I also –
on the wrist. What would you do if your kid said something distasteful?
My point here
in
is
the
that
wrong environment.
My
You
point
would
here
punish
is
them,
that
right?
Yeah, my point here though is that people are doing things in the name of Charlie Kirk that Charlie Kirk himself was opposed to. Would that have changed had somebody else got shot and he were alive? I don't know.
I don't know. I think there's a big difference when you're getting fired for posting things where you are criticizing government officials and policies, and you're getting fired for those things. That's way different than getting fired for me typing, cunt, fuck, bitch, whore. Like, I should get fired for that if I put that on my account publicly and I work for a company and someone's like, hey, did you see what your employer is posting? You should get fired for that. Right.
Yeah, the idea is the database and kind of the surveilling
AOC,
of it.
I get it. I don't know. It's boogeyman stuff to me a little bit. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe there's a database. Maybe there's not. I'm already in a database.
I've seen a bunch of accounts. They've linked databases. They used to do this on the left too, because I used to go through them, and they would have, here's all the names of the people. Here's what they did. Here's what they must do in order for us to stop them. And it's a similar parallel. To that.
I think I'm just not afraid of being in a database. I don't give a fuck.
No, you're not going to be in the database. That's not what I'm talking about. The other side, though, it's the right making the database this time.
Put me in this. Well, I don't care. Like, the left can put me in a database. The right can put me in a database.
Oh, there you go.
I don't give a shit.
Let me be very clear. Bring your bad ideas publicly so decent people can cross-examine you, so we can see who you are, we can talk to you, and convince the public otherwise.
There's free speech, and then there's hate speech. And there is no place,
And then there's
especially
love
now,
speech.
especially after what happened to Charlie in our society.
This is a hard argument for some young people to hear because they're like, it's so hateful, it's so awful, it deteriorates our country. No. Those ideas, if they spread, deteriorate our country. But good people will speak in opposition to them. And that's why I'm a big believer, I'm a free speech absolutist, through and through. I think that the utility of speech is what makes human beings different than any other type of being on the planet. Aristotle said we are the speaking beings, that our capacity to communicate is who we are. And I actually think it creates an active citizenry when bad people are allowed to speak. When really bad people are given a permit, all of a sudden the entire population's like, that's disgusting. Let's go get our yard signs, go make them, and we're going to go speak out against them. They're kind of on their toes. They're looking out for things.
We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything. And that's across the aisle.
All of a sudden, if the government becomes the speech police and they start calling the shots, like, oh, the government will get rid of the bad guys for me. And they kind of become complacent. They become less active. They become less responsible for the country around them. And so I don't draw a line. That's me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I thought that was an interesting.
Really
Pam
good.
Bondi doesn't really speak very well. And she claims she didn't mean what she said.
She's a bit of a dope, for sure.
Yeah. But then Trump kind of, I think he was being a little flippant about it. I don't know that he knew what they were talking about. Doubled down on it a little bit, but it was just Trump kind of being, yeah. So let's read the back and forth that they say. They have the charging documents. He was charged with 7 crimes, which were aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm, causing serious bodily injury, obstruction of justice, tampering with a witness, which was telling his roommate to delete the incriminating text, and it was 2 counts of that, and also telling him to stay silent if the police questioned him, and a violent offense committed in the presence of a child, which I don't know if I realized. I don't think I realized this. I think it said that his children were present there at the time. I don't.
No, that can't be true. He didn't have kids.
Yeah, he's got 2 kids.
Oh, you talking Charlie Kirk's kids?
Yeah. Yeah, not the shooter. He didn't shoot. Yeah, he didn't have his
The
kids
shooter
with
didn't
him.
have any kids.
There was a couple kids in the sniper's nest with him. There's like, cheers, a toy. No, yeah, it was Charlie Kirk's kids, which is, I didn't realize that. That makes it's already awful.
It is awful. I mean, it's.
So his parents got him to come home after he threatened to kill himself, and they say that he was implying that he did it, and that he talked to his dad, and then who was apparently like a Mormon, and then they talked to a pastor or something like that, and they convinced him to turn himself in, and he's not cooperating with police, but the parents obviously are, and the boyfriend / transitioning person is also cooperating, they got evidence of the letter that was written, but or the texts that were made, but it was destroyed. I think they said that he took screenshots of it where he just kind of said, I did it. Here's the evidence, the weapon, and here's my motive. Just wrapped everything up in a bow. I think that's part of it that a lot of people are having a hard time with, is just how perfectly, neatly wrapped up that was.
It's hard. Look, that's the other tragic thing that this is also exposed is we don't believe shit anymore.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't fucking believe anything.
And a lot of the things they maybe they're rushing to get pieces of information out, but a lot of the things they said at first, the media and the FBI, turned out to later not be true. And this is also, it's a charging document, so it's still a trial to prove all of this. And when it comes to the weapon, which is a bolt action weapon, they don't have the bullet that killed him. They have the weapon, and they have inside the weapon a shell casing of a fire bullet. Now, they have a lot of other evidence as well, but the weapon was very, very far away. If I'm his lawyer, part of what I'm arguing is you can't connect that weapon. It might be a tough argument. You can't connect that weapon to the murder. You don't have a bullet. This was found way over here. It was wrapped up in this towel. And the DNA evidence, which they used to get the charging document, the probable cause, is DNA on the trigger, DNA on a screwdriver, DNA on a towel, and DNA on the engraved shell casings. But the problem is, at least this is what the lawyer is going to challenge, is this DNA was gathered I believe through rapid DNA collection. Rapid DNA collection in many states is not even admissible in court because of how unreliable it is. The DNA, the process, it's more reliable, even though it's losing some of its credibility in court cases. It takes much longer than a week to process, unless they were able to expedite the process of it. Usually it takes at least 2 weeks to a month to do that, but they have been using a rapid DNA tech to identify suspects and use them as probable cause. So the lawyer is going to try and throw that out. And then you have to look at all the other, that's when the letter comes in and the roommates, which, by the way, the parents are in line to get the $1 million. There was $1 million
That's
reward.
not true.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
not true.
Absolutely true. Now, will they accept it? Will they? Because this is what makes some people have questions. Is Bill Ackman, the guy who had the meeting that Charlie Kirk, despite what Candace Owens said.
Do you think that's what got his dad to turn his son in?
Well, that's what some people are wondering. I don't know that lines up, but with all the fog of war, I think it's actually $1 million and then $100,000. But some people are saying he's rejecting it. Others are saying they're asking the question about Bill Ackman, who is a Jewish billionaire who had this meeting with Charlie Kirk before, where some are saying Charlie Kirk, he came out a little bit frustrated and the unsubstantiated but claimed by like 3 people that he said they would kill me if I don't go in line with it, which has not been, it's been second-hand hearsay, those claims. But it did come out of this meeting that did happen. Just Bill Ackman admitted the meeting happened. He just told a different story. Although he did say that they expressed concern about having Tucker Carlson speak at his events, Turning Point USA. And then Ackman himself even said that Kirk was like, well, that makes me want to have Tucker Carlson speak even more. I'm going to lock him in. And from his account of it, it didn't seem like a volatile meeting. But it was him who offered the $1 million reward that the son's father, he even confirmed this on social media. Yes, he is. I don't lie. I'm going to pay this if the parents or the dad accept it, and they're the ones the FBI says gave them the evidence they needed or gave them the info they needed. That he will get it if he wants it, basically. And so it'd be interesting to see if they take it. You know.
But that little furry's mad. Little furry boyfriend's mad, I bet.
I think he came into he should have jumped into the picture a little bit sooner. And let's look at the text messages here. Have you seen what they claim?
Let's turn it into a play.
Let's see.
I want to see all their text messages.
I don't know that I want to see all of them.
All of them.
What's interesting is the mom did say that he had turned gay like in the past year. I don't know. At least that she noticed. A lot of it sounds like rebelling, honestly.
Yeah.
With the whole family being Republican, then you go to the college and...
Oh, my God. This is gross, dude. Sorry, dude.
Here's what he says. So...
It just grosses me out.
This is what they say that he sent to his boyfriend.
Yeah.
The roommate received a text message on September 10th from Robinson, which said, drop what you're doing, look under the bed, or look under my keyboard. The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, I had my opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it. Police found a photograph of the note, and the following text took place. Robinson, I am still okay, my love, but am stuck in Orem for a little while longer. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I got to grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this a secret until I died of old age. I'm sorry to involve you. Roommate, you weren't the one who did it, right? I am. I'm sorry. I thought they caught the person. No, they grabbed some crazy old dude that interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet. It's almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Why? Why did I do it? Yeah. I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. How long have you been planning this? A bit over a week, I believe. He believes. He doesn't remember. I can get close enough to it, but there's a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. Then he says, I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I don't know if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in the bush where I changed outfits. I didn't have the ability to or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the fuck?
They did find this rifle though, right?
Yeah, this is the rifle where they got the prints and the bullet casing. Yeah.
Okay.
How the fuck will I explain losing it to my old man? That's what he's worried about. Is explaining losing his gun to his dad. So if this isn't some AI written weird thing, and that reveals some sort of weird relationship with the father, in my opinion. I don't know what that means, but that's just kind of a weird thing to be focused on after you just shot somebody in the neck, you know?
What 22-year-old in 2025 refers to their dad as their old man?
I don't know. It's really oddly. Some people think it's AI, but it's really oddly written. Which is another thing about the story. So many people asking Grok or whatever AI for something, and then it tells them the exact opposite. Like it's told people so many wrong things. Like I'll show you one here in a second. Then he says, only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The fucking messages are mostly big meme. If I see notices bulge, UWU or OWO or UWU on Fox, I might have a stroke. All right, I'm gonna have to leave it. This really fucking sucks. Delete this exchange. Wait, then he says something about his grandpa. I'd say grandpa's gun does just fine. I think that was a 2K scope. My dad wants photos of the rifle. He says grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle. It's very unique. He's calling. I'm not answering. Since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of the neighbors here is a deputy for sure. So this is a couple. I think this is probably a day later. Mm-hmm. You're all I worry about, love. I'm much more worried about you. Who says love also? Don't talk to the media, please. Don't take an interview or make any comments. If the police ask you for a lawyer, stay silent. So that's the text exchange that they're telling us. Wow. It's who's worth? Oh, Charlie Kirk's worth over $12 million. Yeah. It's a very odd. I'm so worried about the rifle. The person seems to be more afraid of his dad and grandpa finding out he took the rifle than the police catching him for assassinating someone. Isn't that what it...
Yeah, because he thinks he's still going to get away with it.
That's true.
That's what he's doing. He thinks he's still going to get away with it. He's just like, what do I have to fucking do? I mean, if I leave it and they don't find it. But did they find it because this is the roommate said it was hidden there, or did they find it when they swept through and searched? I don't remember how they found it.
I'm not sure which one they found. I was wondering the same thing when I read that because I know they didn't find it. Actually, they didn't find it until the morning of September 11th. Okay. Those messages, the first part was September 10th. Now, when they first talked to that roommate, I'm not sure. Yeah. So they might very well have found it based on that roommate.
I was honestly I was surprised they caught this guy so fast, and I was sure that
in 33 hours.
Yeah,
in 33 hours. I was surprised they didn't catch him immediately. Honestly,
did you say 33 hours?
That's what Kash Patel said. He said 33 hours. That's what he said in the press conference. Yeah, they repeated that over and over again, and there was another 33 element of it that the governor of the state said. It's 33 is in every single one of these stories, every single time. Video shows possible bullet in several frames.
That's fine.
Oh, that's interesting. Here's some of the answers Grok gave. I don't know if you can see this.
What's that? Oh, okay.
So I'm not going to show the video, which is above this, but somebody posted, at Grok, could he survive this? And then Grok says, this is right September 10th, shortly after it happened. Charlie Kirk takes the roast in stride with a laugh. Actually, that's not the whole thing. Grok says, Charlie Kirk, it is the whole thing, takes the roast in stride with a laugh. He faces tougher crowds. Yes, he survived this one easily. That was its answer to could he have survived this? And then another one says, he got shot through the neck, Grok. Grok, he got shot through the neck. WTF are you talking about? Then Grok says, it's a meme video with edited effects to look like a dramatic shot. Not a real event. Charlie Kirk is fine. He handles roast like a pro.
What?
Legit Grok responses. Then this guy sarcastically says, you're right, Grok. Or Grok, you're right. Absolutely right. He's fine. And Grok says, thanks. Charlie's built for debates. Roast like that, just a warm up. I mean, what the fuck?
What in the world?
And then this guy says, Grok, how big cash-wise is XAI's contract with the Defense Department, which I think is what Grok is based on. XAI's contract with the Defense Department, awarded in July of 2025, is valued at $200 million as part of a broader initiative to integrate AI for national security. So that's what you hear, a $200 million initiative to initiate AI, integrate it into national security after hearing those answers from Grok. I mean, that's crazy. That is crazy. And then the one guy, the old guy, who they initially showed. Did you see this guy? The old activist who they arrested initially?
Yeah.
So he was just arrested for child pornography.
Of course.
And when they had him in custody, he said that he did it because he was trying to distract from the main shooter. And I believe this is the guy people were claiming also claimed to witness the towers falling after 9/11. And also was arrested after the Boston bombing in, I think, 2013.
So that's what the blonde-haired guy said, too. The one that turned around and cheered, right? He said the same thing. He said he was trying to create a distraction and get everyone to chant USA.
Didn't he say that he was trying to do it
to create a distraction?
He said create a distraction, right?
I was going to create it. Yeah, because the first thing you want to do when there's a sniper.
Yeah, you stick your body up in the air.
When there is a sniper that you don't know where they're located, the first thing you want to do is get everyone to jump up and down and chant USA, and that'll scare the sniper away.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, he runs off. Yeah, he might have saved them. And you should laugh the whole time while you're doing it.
Yeah.
You should hilariously.
Did you see he read a statement online?
I did. He was trying to save his ass.
Oh, my God.
I think I read where he plays football for some school and got dismissed from it. So I'm interested in what they, even though I don't know if they'll tell the truth, and there's a lot of holes in the story in my opinion, but what they find with their investigation into the Discord and other online chats this person was involved in, because that's where all of this information about how to do this was exchanged, in my opinion. And I'll say this. I went to go pick up some food on a Friday at this place I hadn't gone to. And it was after I did a show, and I was just like, get offline. All you're going to see is that the blood squid, just awful. And go do something that you enjoy that takes your mind off of that is not connected to the internet. And so I went to pick up food, and I did that for a minute. And I walk into this bar, and it was obviously a little bit of a redneck bar. And there's a guy standing outside, and before I walked in, he goes, everybody's drinking in there. And I said, they better be. And then, I go in to get my food, and there was like 40 boomers, 70 and up, many of them 80, singing karaoke there because it was like a boomer karaoke night. And they were I saw some lady who couldn't hardly walk and was shriveled up like a raisin. Dude, who just belted out Bobby McGee. And it was just so refreshing to do something different than look at a screen with blood squirting out of it. Yeah. And then a couple got up there, and as soon as they were walking up, I was like, these two are professional karaoke. And the guy grabs the mic, and he stepped to the front stage. I was like, okay, this guy's a performer. And he gave out a tribute to Charlie Kirk. And people clapped, and then this couple, they were probably late 70s, belted out. I don't even know what the song was, but it was the most beautiful duet I'd ever heard in my life. It was like Michael Jordan going to play pickup at the YMCA with the way these two were singing karaoke. But it was nice to see, even though they were connected to what was going on and gave a tribute, nice to see people doing something away from their screens that they clearly enjoyed, and it was refreshing for me. And I would encourage anybody to, whenever this stuff is overwhelming.
You got a karaoke song, Brad? What's your song?
The song that I sung. Okay, so if I go to the Claremont Lounge to sing karaoke, I'll get somebody jokingly to do like Paradise by the Dashboard Lights with me, and we'll chase each other like around the stage or something. I got to play the guy, of course, depending on who's with me.
Well,
I think I did it with our friend Anthony from Improv last time. And I've done it with Josh before. I don't know that at Lev's wedding, Josh and I did. When I spilled that drink on the twins.
Right.
I don't know if you remember that.
Right. Oh, I remember
They liked me until I spilled that drink, drunkenly spilled that drink on them.
Yeah, that's right. but before that, we were saving the wedding.
That's right. Yeah, we did save the wedding because we had to bring the Jewish people and the Catholics together.
We were the life of that party.
So we absolutely were. But I like to pick songs that you can talk through, like David Allan Coe. You don't have to call me darling because you don't really have to sing much there. Okay. It's just the question is, what do you do during the long musical interludes? You got to find something to do there.
Oh, dude, this is what I do. I introduce the band.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I go back and I introduce the band. That's what
even if there's no band.
Yeah, that's what you do. You just make up the band. You introduce everybody.
So what song do you sing when you do that?
I always do "Suspicious Minds," the Elvis version.
That's the best version.
Song. Oh, it's a good one. I'm good at doing the Vegas Elvis stuff.
Yeah, Elvis I can do a little bit of. It's
Josh does a really good Eddie Vedder. Holy shit.
Yeah,
I
was gonna
do Even Flow. It's fucking incredible.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Let me see. So I was gonna see. I have to turn my phone back on. I was gonna see. I know we had a friend in the chats that I told to hold on a minute. I'm gonna tell them if they're listening now, they can come back in, and if they still want to talk with us about what's going on, then jump in whenever. We're gonna shift subjects a little bit. We're going to talk about the. Have you seen any of the Epstein birthday book? No. Well, I'm going to show you some of it. All right. Okay. All right. I mean, there's a lot we could talk about. Is there anything else you want to say about this before we shift subjects?
I feel better. Thanks for talking to me about it. I've talked to a couple friends who are sane about this, and it's just made me. Yeah, I still got this lingering sense of you just see who people are you see a glimpse of who they are for the first time.
Yeah.
And I was just disappointed, man. That's all.
I was disappointed in some reactions as well. I was disappointed because I know some of the people didn't post bad celebrations. They posted more reasonable. Let's not lie about him, or he's not in heaven, stuff like that. Which I don't really think you should be saying that. But I know that those people are good people, and I know that the information they've gotten that have led them to this conclusion is incomplete or completely false, and they're just not pursuing information outside what they've been.
They refuse to listen. I mean, they literally are like, I don't have to. Look. I think the appeal sometimes to people saying they're liberal or identifying with being liberal is it automatically says they think it communicates two things about you. They think it communicates that you're a moral, decent person who believes that everyone should, be taken care of, and you're just moral and decent. And they also believe that they're smarter than you.
Well,
and that they don't need
there's that.
They don't need to watch the thing you watch. And then when you argue with them, they vacillate between being the smartest person in the room and not knowing anything. And then they're always right, though. They're always
right. Because there's always another layer of false information, usually.
Well, what do you mean by that?
They are depending
what do you mean by that? Well, why does it matter so much to you? What do you mean by that?
I know who you're mimicking right now. It's a very good impersonation.
Yeah.
We have a guest here. Wow, I didn't realize this is the ghost of Rush Limbaugh. Is this the ghost of Rush Limbaugh?
Friends, broadcasting to you live from behind the veil.
Wow.
Shit.
We've had a lot of guests on this show. Never did I think we were going to get one from beyond the grave.
Well, Brad, we can watch all of you, and I've got to say I'm pretty proud of both of you, especially you, Ian, because of your your strong conservative viewpoints.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The only thing you're both missing is a suit and tie and a golden microphone.
So what? You don't think that my viewpoints are conservative enough for you, Rush?
Well, Brad, you're not as right as I usually was, and
It's the Israel
I was
thing,
right
isn't it?
on many levels.
Right.
I
You
was
got a
right
problem.
wing, and I was always right. Boo!
Whoa. Oh gosh. No, you're scaring me. Rush.
Do all ghosts do that, Rush?
What was that reflexive?
Yeah, well, we have to remind you that we're coming from another veil.
I see.
Oh,
I
that's
see.
true. That's true.
So what's going on up there in, I'm guessing, heaven?
Well, Brad, heaven's under a bit of construction. As if you've read the good book, you'd know that heaven it's a temporary heaven, because after Jesus returns and the rapture and whatnot, and he throws Satan into the lake of fire, there's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. So there's a lot of planning and construction going on up here. Still a lot of golden roads. The golden roads are real.
Huh.
Yeah.
Everything's gold.
What's it worth? Is it worth?
I mean, it's worth more than you would. It's worth more than you could ever imagine.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's
think there's
pretty.
a concept of money in
Yeah, I don't think there's a concept of
Is
just
there a
gold.
concept of money in heaven? I mean, we can. Just ask
There's
Rush.
currency and blessings.
Yeah,
There you go.
but I appreciate you watching the show. I apologize for
Rush,
sometimes we get a little
What do you
vulgar.
we need some advice, Rush. Brad and I are finding it. We're having a little tough couple of days. You got to cheer us up, Rush.
And he said days, not gays, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think he said gays, Brad. I might boo.
Oh shit.
I might be on another veil, but I can still hear just
You're
fine.
terrifying. So
I'm not here to cheer you up, though. I'm here for a grim warning
what is
Oh,
that warning?
Damn it.
that there needs to be more truth. The truth shall set you free. Boo! There's so much misinformation and disinformation going on with this killer of this new friend of mine, Charlie Kirk, who I've been high-fiving all over heaven.
Let's be respectful, Rush.
But we don't know if the guy's left wing or right wing. There's all kinds of different media going on that I'm consuming from heaven. And they keep saying both things. We want the truth.
So you
Yeah,
have
it's
the
very
internet in
confusing.
heaven?
We've got everything in heaven. It's heaven.
There is a lot of disinformation going on. Everybody's trying to push a certain agenda, and whether it's the news or the one political eye or the other, or people who are grifting off of the death of Charlie Kirk. It's few and far between are actually trying to decipher the truth and get to it. And we're trying to do the best that we can at doing that, Rush, because we're
Well,
certainly not grifting.
Sometimes the best you can just doesn't cut it, Brad.
Well, wow. I thought you'd be happy with what I said there. That wasn't enough?
Well,
I-
he's a
I
Georgia
just-
Tech fan. He understands that. Although, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was quite a game.
It was quite a game. Very exciting. It was
Quite
nice
a game.
to watch football and not think about all the drama going on in the world.
Yeah.
Do you have any insights into the future from heaven? Do you get a glimpse into the future?
No, we don't get to look into the future. We just get to look down. It's like there's a big reflection mirror that we look into, like in that movie with Zeus.
I don't know that
Do
movie.
you mean Clash of the Titans?
That's the one.
You have to update your references, Rush, since you've been dead. A lot of
That's
a lot of movies have been rebooted
been a lot.
with a
That
black
was
cast.
Old. Yeah.
Wait, they made Clash of the Titans
Yep.
with a black cast?
With a black
no,
trans
but they did
cast.
remake it. They did remake
Yes.
it.
But they will, though.
Yeah, we did hear that there in the end times the world is going to be just filled with furries.
Yeah, we have the quarterback of TCU, Texas Christian University, as a furry.
That's one of the end time prophecies.
Is that right? Well, it's been fulfilled, and I believe they're undefeated. So he's doing pretty well. I expect the whole student section to be dressed in furries before long. Mr. Limbaugh, would you like to go through some of this Epstein birthday book with us a little bit here?
You don't think he gets distracted by the mascots?
He gets a little turned on, maybe. Maybe that's his motivation. He wants to bang them afterwards.
Oh, you're talking about the quarterback?
Yeah. Yeah. Figure like some of those mascots.
You know, I was not a fond friend of Jeffrey Epstein's or anything like that.
Nobody said you were. It's a weird thing to say that you're not.
I don't think he was a very good man.
We want to look at his birthday book, though, to see what was revealed in it that kind of got swept under the rug with all the dramatic news of the past.
Is the birthday book even real?
Yes.
Or are you just spreading more myths and disinformation?
No, the birthday book is very real. It's 240 pages or so, and there's a lot of really odd stuff. But yes, it came from his estate, and it's real. It's real.
Did you know that there's dogs up here? They're all over the place.
I'm happy to hear that. That is definitely.
Boo!
Oh gosh, no! Oh, you're terrifying me.
All right, well, it's hard to stay in connection through the veil.
Oh, we're losing you. All right, Mr. Limbaugh.
Oh, I lost.
See you later. See you later. So it's weird, Ian. You were gone for a second, and I think I saw Reginald's picture up there. It was kind of weird.
Man, he hacks into my. I think he's hacked into my computer.
That's weird.
You know, he's a dark
hacker.
Hat hacker.
Was a black hat or white hat? So look at the contents.
Hacker, that's what I mean.
First 50 years, leather bound. Already have the name of the guy who bound it, I think. Redacted. Girlfriends, all redacted. Children, all redacted. Friends, there's a couple names redacted. Redacted. Look at girlfriends again, all redacted. Special assistants, redacted. So a lot of redactions simply in the table of contents here.
Why did they bother publishing it with all these redactions?
Yeah, well, so I read this, and they said that the Epstein estate did the redactions. And this is from Ghislaine Maxwell here. The idea behind the book was to gather, I'm not sure what that says, stories and old photographs to jog your memory about places, people, and different events. Some of the letters will definitely achieve their intended goal. Some will. You will have to lead. What is that word?
What they say.
To see.
Yourself.
Yeah, to see for yourself.
Enjoy.
Yeah, I know you enjoy looking through the book, and I hope you will desire as much. What does that say?
Pleasure. Looking through it
yes.
as I did.
Well, I'm sure he will. Looking through it as I did.
Putting it together for you.
Okay, so what I learned going through this entire book is I've scanned through the whole thing, and I've read through some of it in more detail. Some of it I'm still going through. Is what it appears to me Maxwell did is that she went to all these people she wanted to include, and she gave them an assignment, kind of like you want to speak at so-and-so's wedding or whatever. And most people, when they're given an assignment like that, they dread it, and they don't want to do it because it's a job, and they, and they wait till the end or whatever. She appears to have given a template. This is kind of what you do. Plug in your personal stories here. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't surprise me if she said, I'll write the thing for you for some people. You just stamp your signature on it. Because they all carry the same type of theme, and that is how sexually weird Jeffrey Epstein is through this entire book, even some of the childhood, his younger day stuff. And I just picked out a few pages, a handful, maybe a dozen or so pages, just to show just kind of how weird it is. Page, let's see. This one right here. Look at this. This, you see, this is Jeffrey Epstein here, a little faded, with 3 black guys in military fatigues. It's a little bit of an odd picture.
He's always got that weird smile.
He does, right. But you see these guys, I mean, this looks like it's like the Sudan military or something here in this photograph.
Get a picture of me. Get a picture of me with these guys.
Here's what it says. These were your bodyguards before you began flying or hanging with presidents, and I don't know what that word is. So, but basically, so he started hanging out with presidents and started having Secret Service protect him. This is him before he started hanging out with presidents. He had these like black Sudan-looking militia guys who were his bodyguards with these weapons around. What's he got bodyguards for before he's hanging out with presidents and stuff? That I found to be a little bit odd, you know?
Yeah.
Who even knew who he was?
Why is this in the book? What the fuck is
this?
That?
Was supposed to be a book for him. Wasn't supposed to be public. It's probably like, remember these black guys you used to hang out with who carry these.
Come so far.
Yeah, now you got white bodyguards. And he has he's a Cub Scout, we learn. Let's go to page. So a lot of this stuff is from when he was a kid. And there's a lot of weird pictures. Let's get to page 52 here. That's one of his girlfriends. No, wait. Let's go back a little bit. So page 50. All right. Look at this picture here. There's pictures of, you'll notice a theme in this book. Jeffrey Epstein naked. Oftentimes naked with a bunch of other dudes, like he is in 3 of these 4 pictures here. A naked Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know what that photo is, but also a little weird. Let's go to 56. Look at his weird haircut. Look at his weird face there. That kid on the right, guy on the right, looks like the kid from, what is it? What's the show that's coming out again with the underworld?
Stranger Things?
It looks like the kid from Stranger Things on the right.
A little bit, yeah.
He's a time traveler. Page 56. Let's see. Which part does I get? Oh, shoot. Sorry. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend downloading this, by the way. This is a preview version because there's some stuff on here of girlfriends or kids that are blacked out that I certainly wouldn't want to have on my hard drive, and I wouldn't recommend having anybody else on their hard drive, having this on their hard drive, because there's no telling if it's legal. Here's Jeffrey Epstein in a Speedo with 3 other dudes. That's the first of like a dozen of pictures like this. Jeffrey Epstein with 3 different dudes when he's older in a very, very tight Speedo. Let's get a couple back-to-back Speedo photos.
Are you sure it's different dudes, or are they all the same?
Maybe it's the same dudes and older. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's the same dudes.
But older.
Yeah, they used to hang out in Speedos years ago, and now this one guy appears to transition to a diaper on the left, and Jeffrey seems to go a little bit smaller, and this guy's just gone to the
boxers now. I'm rocking the boxers now, guys.
Right. Girls on my boat. We picked up girls on the beach. Went out on the boat. I tell them with knife in my hand to take their suits off. But Warren tells, don't worry. His name is J.N. I guess. He's just talking. He's just joking. He lives at, does it say 50 plus 50?
So-and-so.
So-and-so. Oh, okay. I tell Mark to throw, what does that say?
I tell Mark to throw him into water. He did.
Oh, nice. You're better at reading this. I'll let you read these things. So there's a theme of him also pressuring girls to show their tits all the time from a young age. All right, Castaways Volume 1. Let me see what the context of this was. Okay, yeah. I'll let you read this, Ian, if you can, because this is an interesting one.
I was porking some girl in bed, and Jeff brings in the maid to make bed. She left screaming and never came back.
This is a note. From Epstein. This is the second paragraph.
We're both in bed porking. Some girls, I said, what do you think? While he's shoving penicillin down my throat. I went the whole day without speaking English. Jeff told everybody I was raised on a boat in Brazil. When I came out of the bathroom brushing my teeth and spit the foam on the floor, Jeff says that's how they do it in Brazil.
So, the idea of watching each other have sex is put into this book early. I just realized it's a little after 10. If you got to go, we can cut this.
Yeah,
we can cut this a little short.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I could show you a couple more pages of this, and we can save the rest for later. Let's see. That's Jewish Singles Weekend.
What do you write? Is this like her little diary, like a little note diary?
These are notes from his friends. I don't know if they're notes that were written when these guys were young, or if they're notes that these guys wrote when they were older to put in the book. But here he talks about Jewish Singles Weekend and sitting down with the ugly girls and said,
Those you have any pretty ones?
Give me the pretty ones.
Don't touch my hair. You dump water right on his head. Then we set room on fire.
Yes. There you go. Yeah, I don't know if that's literally.
Wow.
Oh, no, so they destroyed the dining room of a hotel is what they did, and then they got the hell out of there, is what I understand. Yeah, they left and they never came back. But this page 61, where's the one about the 7? All right, read that one for us.
The top one? Two very young girls, probably just 17, and were riding in my father's caddy, Park Avenue, top down, smooching it up in car, drop dead laughing.
An ocean reef trip.
Okay. Start off, you get speeding ticket. You're with redacted and her. Mother's looking at me like I'm a box of candy and shoving food the whole time down my mouth. The
boat ride.
Something ride in birthday present boat. The boat ride in birthday present boat.
Something. It's just very. It's a theory that you talk about. I think you guys talking about the rabbi's daughter. Yeah. So we don't have to read through all of this, but
it's a fun puzzle. I like trying.
It is, and it gets increasingly weird. So as we go, let me see if I can get to some of these pictures here. Just because it shows Epstein like naked, basically with like, but it's redacted out, and it's like, he literally gets letters from girls who were his sex slaves.
Okay.
Let's see, is that page 75? Oh, he was apparently an intellectually gifted child. Oh, look at this picture here of Epstein. For some reason, somebody decided to take a picture of, well, I guess I got the wrong page there. There's one with Epstein's legs open in the bathtub, and of course his crotch is redacted. There's another picture of him in a fucking Speedo. There's him with a girl with a blacked out head. There's him laying with another girl with a blacked out face, redacted face, a couple more redactions. And then page 98 here, it says, you see this here, this girl with her, so she just graduated, this girl did. She has a graduation robe on. You see that? And that's Jeffrey there, and she's redacted. And then it says, he is the boyfriend of blank. So he's the boyfriend. He looks like he's probably in his 40s there, of this girl who just graduated either high school or college. I don't know what, because her face is redacted. And then it says, quote, we think he works for the CIA. Yeah, so not so crazy that maybe he was in intel. And here's his plane with a girl on his lap with her head is redacted. Some more redacted heads. There's him laying naked, it looks like, in bed.
This guy had permission to do whatever he wanted.
It certainly would appear so. There's him and Ghislaine both naked, redacted out in a pool.
I'm surprised he didn't get his ass kicked. I'm always surprised people like this don't get their ass kicked.
He was just given money and all kind of shit. And the ability to do anything he wants, you're right. And here's some weird things written to him from children. Let's see if I can. And here's like a photo of what appears to be a young girl. Now, I don't know what the context is. I mean, this is a young girl and this is a kid. Mm-hmm. You can tell by the top picture. Yeah. In her pajamas with a head redacted. Now, is that just like a niece? That's a baby there. I don't know what the... Now, here's Epstein with a weird thing on his head. Talking about get rich quick schemes and how they're going to rob and kill somebody, jokingly. Well, some of this stuff might be jokes and might not be incriminating, but the whole body of it, I want to find the weird picture of there's like a weird, okay, I'll show you this drawing, and then we'll end it.
Okay.
It's like a weird drawing of him on Sex Island. One of his sex slaves writes about the first time she met him and got to massage his beautiful feet. I can't remember what page that's on, but that one's creepy.
Learned helplessness.
For sure. Martin Seligman helped him with that. And here, look, and here's two zebras fucking each other. That photo's put in there.
Which one is Jeffrey?
I think he's
He's
both.
the one on the bottom. He's both.
Both of them represent. Let me double check this. Okay, 198. Yeah, okay. All right. All right. Let's see if I can make this bigger.
What the hell is that?
This is some weird photo of a piano player, and it looks like an angel or something, and then it looks like a bunch of animals. Something. These blue things are buttholes. I'm pretty sure.
Jeez.
That's what it looks like to me. And there's another there's a photo of somebody's ass. People would send pictures of their ass. A lot of ass photos in this. Let me see. There's another drawing of him on Epstein Island surrounded by children. And he's handing balloons to them, and he's in a Speedo. If we don't find it in a second, we're just going to call it. Look at all these fucking redacted photos.
Oh my God.
Look at that. Nothing but redactions. And there's no telling how old. This is why I say don't download this shit on your computer. This whole fucking page is redacted at the end.
Except for those little... Jeez, what the hell is on that page?
It's just all fucking redacted heads and Jeffrey Epstein being fucking creepy. All right, I'll find that other really creepy drawing. It's so long. Oh wait, I think that might
Zebra
be it.
dick.
Look at this shit. Happy 50th. And these fucking girls, and there's a mermaid there that he wants to have sex with, I guess. There's this plane. Yeah, so, and then there's weird, Epstein is part of the planet, and he's part of this plane himself. It's all very fucking creepy, dude. And so maybe next time we'll go into what the letters say, because some of the letters that are written to him are incredibly creepy. Every single one of them. So thanks for sticking around longer than usual.
Course,
I didn't realize
man.
what time it was. I apologize.
No,
I'm glad we
super
got
fun.
to talk about that. And
Yeah.
it's really been just been an awful week, especially when you combine that with that other awful story that happened in video.
Oh, yeah. The
And
whole
so
thing's
people keep their
terrible.
wits about them. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you
Thanks.
guys for hanging out in the chat, and we'll do it again on Thursday. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. See y'all.